Anza Borrego Desert. I come across this rock ring. An old Indian campsite. I know of that because over here in these boulders there are mortar holes, quite a few of them. So I've just been walking around here trying to find these rock rings. This would have been a campsite where they were over here collecting food and grinding food, preparing it. But these rock rings are pretty cool. They're hundreds and hundreds of years old, most likely. It's hard to find them out here. I've only found them a few times. You would just wonder how many people have seen this over here. This is really off the beaten path. I don't think anyone comes over here. I'm going to keep looking for some more of these rings. This over here next to this ring could have possibly been an old campfire ring. More than likely was. Pretty cool. Well, let's keep looking around here. Here's another part of one. I'm about 80 feet away from that last one I filmed. This one's kind of disturbed and broken up. But you can see it did continue on through that piece of sagebrush there. It's a small ring, but it is a ring. Maybe this is where the children stayed. We'll keep looking. What is this? So I found this pottery shard. That's pretty neat. Looks old. Oh yeah, look right here. See these shiny spots? Smooth, worn down. This is grinding slicks. Been grinding seeds up here. So there's that pottery shard was right down there. And here's some grinding slicks. And this is just on the other side of the little rock hill. All these boulders from where I found those rock rings. So this is definitely an area that they were spending time at. I'm going to keep looking around here. Yep. Slick. Found another pottery shard. It'd be great to find a whole unbroken pottery bowl. Okay, so I just came over this little pass. It's an old Indian trail that I heard about, actually read about it. It comes over that pass. I was on the other side of that in the other canyon. That's where I stayed last night. But I just came over on the trail into this canyon, and there's a bunch of palm trees up here, which is kind of cool. You can only get here on foot. There's no driving up in here, so there's some greenery over there, so there must be some water up here. Go up here and take a look. So it's kind of a narrow canyon all the way down into the desert floor. Like I said, you can't drive up in here, so you have to hike up in here. But I came over the pass right there, which wasn't too bad. It only took me about 20 minutes. It's not that far. Let's go up here and see if there's any water. The native would have come up here hopefully to get water, and let's go have a look. Well, I'm up here and they're pretty cool. I love it when they have all the dead fronds on them like that. I imagine inside it's just like an enclosed house for animals to live in there, protected from the sun and the cool nights. But I didn't find any surface water up here. I really didn't expect to. It's a desert. But there must be water, moisture under the ground, at least when it rains, that these trees can soak up and store for all year long, I guess. You'd have to. But it's also been a dry winter. All of Southern California has had very little moisture this year. So it did try to rain a little last night. There was some, it was really windy, but there were some raindrops. I heard them on the top of my Suburban while I was in there sleeping. It's kind of cool. But it wasn't much, wasn't anything really. Just probably didn't even wet the ground. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of hike around here and see if I can find any signs of Native American sites, water holes, things like that. They're pretty tall. It's nice. So right away I did find some little slicks, little tiny mortar slicks here on this piece of granite. So there's got to be more up in here, and I'm going to keep looking. So I'm just sitting up in here amongst these tall giants. That one's succumbed to the elements. But I love this. It's almost like a skirt. So right there's a hole for something to crawl in there and live. That's its house. I'll tell you, if I was living out here in the desert, this would be like Snob Hill. This would be like a castle living inside one of these things. It's so thick in there. I can't even begin to imagine what it looks like in there. It must be dark in there, which would be awesome in the hot summer. Nice and cool. I'll keep looking. Look at this duplex. It's like one building with two dwellings, like a duplex. It's big. It's 12, 14 feet across at that base. Huge. So that was pretty neat, hiking up through there, this desert oasis. It's like a whole nother world up in there. I tell you, life doesn't get any better than this. Just laying here on a nice large granite boulder, stretched out in the sun, but it's not hot because there's a breeze and there's some clouds. It's perfect. It's probably only 60 out here, but it feels nice. Got a nice view of this palm tree oasis. Life is good right now. So I'm just down 150 yards or so from those palms, and I did find some mortar here. Nice mortar hole there, and a nice slick coming down, and then a little catch right here. That's kind of nice. It's right along this little dry creek bed. So there's probably more around here. I'm going to look a little bit more. There's another slick, nice and smooth. So I'm finding a lot of these slicks in this area, but not really holes, mortar holes. So whatever they were finding in here, grinding, whatever kind of food source they were grinding in here, I guess the slick worked better, because there's a lot of those in here. But we'll keep looking. So I just left the palm grove and I'm heading back over the pass, the old Indian trail. And this is the trail. You can kind of make it out. Just goes up this little pass here and drops back down into the other canyon where my vehicle is. So it's an old trail that they used to use to get from one canyon to the other, just over this low saddle right here. I found some pottery shards just a little ways back there along this trail.